Hey everybody, Larry here and welcome back to Life on the Farm. So today, a couple of things I'd like to get done is I need to get the zero turn oil change and tune up on it for the summer for grass cutting. And also I need to put the snowmobiles on the enclosed trailer and get that done for the day. So stay tuned and we'll do some video on how I do that. So here's my 2005 Exmark 60-inch. It's a used model that I got from my brother-in-law. He has an outdoor power equipment shop, and he does a lot of industrial commercial mowers. This one was a trade-in, so I got it on a good deal. So I have about 3 acres I need to cut grass with, so this thing works really well. So we need to get some plugs in it, change the oil filter, get the blades changed out on it for some sharp blades, and then that'll be done. So here's the products that I use. I use Kohler stuff and NGK. Works really well for me. Again, like I said, I have 3 acres to cut here, so I could do this once a year and I'm pretty good. So obviously 10W30 oil, and we use NGK spark plugs, and then obviously a Kohler oil filter. So that's what we'll be putting on today. So I don't know if you can see this down here, but just a drain plug, and you just loosen that up, take the oil out of it. I let it run for a couple of minutes just to warm it up a little bit, just to free the oil. Like I said, it's only a couple of quarts, so not too bad. So we'll let that drain. So next thing to do is get those spark plugs out of there. Pop the boot off, and then it's a 5/8 socket. So let's take a look at that plug. It's not too bad. It's running a little rich. Again, that's a whole season on it, so not too bad. Probably need a carb adjustment, but so we got the new plug gapped at 30 thousandths, so we'll get that installed. You don't want to over tighten these, just till they're snugging a little bit. I do, like I said, a snug, get it snug, and then a little bit more. So we'll go to the other side. So I'm not sure if you've ever gap plugs before. You get a little gapping tool here. It's got a lot of different settings on it, in thousandths, 45 thousandths, 40 thousandths, 35, it goes increments down. And the plugs that we use are 30 thousandths gap. So it's a little wire here that you slip in between the electrode and the conductor. I'm not sure what it's called, but it should just feel a little bit of pressure on there as you slide it through. So if it's too much, then you just tap the spark plug down lightly on some metal, or tap it down a little bit to get it down and make sure that it's got a little bit of drag on it. So feels good there. That's how you gap a plug. Yeah, we'll look at this plug. Not too bad either. It's getting a little brown, so it's got oil on it. Like I said, it's got a lot of hours on this mower, so for what I need, I'm okay. Okay, so the oil's pretty much done, it's just dripping, so I'll put the plug back in and then we'll pull the oil filter off. So you put a little band wrench on here, get this off, so loosen it up. Make sure when you turn these off, you turn it up, obviously. So when you take those oil filters off, there's a rubber O-ring that goes on the filter. Make sure that comes off. Sometimes they get stuck on and you don't see it. And then when you go put the new oil filter on, it'll leak like crazy. So make sure you get that O-ring off. So what I do is I take a little bit of extra oil and then just get it on that gasket just to make sure it's wet, lubricated, so when you spin it on, it's not dry. Get the new foil and then get it threaded on. So just make sure it doesn't cross thread. Should go on real easy. And then what you want to do is get it on hand tight. So next thing is get the oil in it. So here's the cap port. So a couple of quarts, like I said. Gonna be easy on this stuff as far as going in. It's pretty warm here today, so it'll go in nice. I do it slow because it's got to run through the head down into the oil pan, so I'll take my time. So we have to do the air cleaner. Also check that out, make sure that's clean. So what we have on the air cleaner is there's a pre-filter and then there's a paper filter underneath that. So I'll show you here in a second once we get this off what it looks like. So pretty dirty. Again, that's what happens when end of the season gets near and you get lazy. So you have the filter and the pre-filter. So let me see if I can't get you a better shot of that. So that's the pre-filter. That's filthy. So obviously not getting enough air to run the carburetor very well. So, and then we have the regular filter. So I'll blow that all out and get back to you in a second. What I'm gonna do is I'll keep her on low as far as speed wise, fire it up, and then look for leaks. So let it run for a second, the oil leaks good, and now I shut it down, let it drain for a few minutes, and then check the oil. So just to make sure that it's in good shape. So looks like it's right where it needs to be, so we're good there. So now we're going to get underneath it, clean the deck, and change the blades out. So what I do is I typically put a block between the deck and the frame of the mower, and then jack from the bottom, so the deck, you don't lose all that height, right, when you're putting the deck up. So we'll get that jacked up, get it stabilized. I use is jack stands, so they're pretty stable underneath the deck, and then I can get underneath it. So I put a pad down on the floor, make it a little more comfortable, and then we get the blades off. So 3 blades underneath this mower, depending on what your mower has. Yeah, might be 2, might be 3. So what we're going to do is get the blades off, scrape the bottom, get a lot of those big chunks off. I was pretty lax at the end of the year, so she's pretty hard and dry, so it should come off pretty well. So we'll get the mower bottom deck cleaned up as best that we can, get the blades on, and then that'll be about it. So remember, you're going to be underneath this mower, so make sure you have it secure. You have the brake on. This is how I do it. I'm not recommending it. You do it this way, you do it whatever way you feel safe. All right, so we got her all cleaned up and new blades on, so hopefully that looks a lot better, which it is. So it should work really well now. So we'll keep after it this summer and make sure we do it properly. Okay, so we checked the air in the tires. They're 40 pounds in the front and 20 pounds in the back. Blades are on, deck's clean, oil's changed, spark plugs in, air filter clean, put back on, and looks like we're ready to go. So got her all finished up and ready to go. So appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully you'll saw something there that might help you out. So as I always say, hit like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon and you'll get notified when we have a new video. So appreciate you watching. See you next time.